It is a spectacle that comes once every 4 years, and I got good news. It's been 4 years. The wait is over. Rugby World Cup is back at you on NBC, NBCSN, and NBC Sports Gold. Ahmed Freed, Alex Cariciero, Dan Lyle, Brian Hightower are going to be with you the entire 6-week tournament. We're pumped. I'm pumped. Alex, are you ready to hit somebody?
I cannot wait. Been waiting. Hopefully just stand a little bit far away from me. Best teams in the world, neutral ground. What a competition we have. Let's go.
Yeah, teams are ready. We're ready. Everyone's prepped. Enough words. Let's get this thing on. It's so exciting right now, Ahmed.
Host country's ready. We're ready. Let's get it on.
So it is the host country in Japan. It is the first time ever that the Rugby World Cup has been held in Asia. What's the significance of that?
Yeah, this is long overdue. This is a new tent pole on an entire continent, right in the middle of Japan, 12 different cities, all excited. 1.8 million new children playing the games through World Rugby's Impact Beyond strategy. It is exciting, and it gives us just a glimpse as American fans, as American rugby people and players, of what it might look like in 27 or 31. We just might host that one of those World Cups moving forward.
Japan is in Pool A. Let's go through all 4 of the pools, A, B, C, and D. Starting in Pool A here, Brian, there you have Japan, who was very successful 4 years ago.
Yeah, look, Japan used to be one of the minnows of the sport, but they're trying to resurrect the good vibrations from 2015 when the shot heard around the world happened in Brighton when the Japanese took down South Africa. They won 3 matches. They couldn't get into the quarterfinals. They're out to prove that that's no fluke this year on home soil.
They're in there with Scotland and Ireland, currently ranked #1 in the world. So for watching Ireland, who's a player to watch?
Well, when you talk of Ireland, you've got to talk about Johnny Sexton. He is the spear tip of everything they do well. He's a leader on the field. His ability to control the game is vital for Ireland. He really steps up in big games. What I love about him is his playmaking abilities, his ability to manipulate defenses, find the space. Look at this, fixing these defenders here, creates a space on the outside. This wrap-around move is trademark of his, and then because he has the threat of the long pass, the defender holds and he exposes the space in the middle. Keep an eye on him, because everything that Ireland do well, the Joe Schmidt offense, pinpointing, isolating here the space on the inside, all comes through Johnny Sexton.
Yeah, he puts Stockdale away for a long score try, but look at the way that he sacrifices his body in here. Boom, right here. And this is where Ireland could have issues. When he is not on the field, they look vulnerable. They don't have a second playmaker. They don't have somebody that steps into that role and really unlocks defenses, takes it to the line, and puts the ball over the top. That's where Ireland is fractured sometimes.
And keep your eye on that final match of pool play between Japan and Scotland. Could tell a lot of who advances to the knockout round. Pool B, you got the 2 heavyweights here, Dan. You got New Zealand, who's won back-to-back World Cups, the only squad to have won it 3 times. South Africa right beneath them.
Yeah, bet your house, bet your savings that these 2 teams go through. It becomes really interesting at that point of which team loses and which team wins. No team that has lost in the pool play has ever won the final. And of course, that second-place team is going to have to play against England or somebody in the quarterfinals, in the semifinals moving forward. So that's going to really be a challenge. I will shout out to Italy, though. Sergio Parise, number 8, my old position, 5th World Cup. He was still playing when Brian and I was playing, which says a lot. But that guy is a talisman for Italy.
So it could do some damage in a pool that is dominated by the 2 heavyweights in New Zealand and South Africa, who we will get to watch. You don't have to wait for the final. You get to watch them on Saturday exclusively on NBC Sports Gold at 5:30 a.m. Eastern. Let's go to the pool of death, Brian. That's what they're calling it. Very ominous to call it the pool of death, but that's been the name of it. You got England, you got France, you got Argentina, and then you got the US of A, their 13th world rank. They're 4th in this pool.
Well, 3 of these teams are used to being semifinalists in previous World Cups, and the United States is going to have to put on its big boy pants to face all 3. And then Tonga on short rest at the end of the tournament in a game that they've been targeting as at least their 1 victory, if not a surprise in the other ones. But England has got to right the ship from previous World Cups and break the juju that's been haunting this team, Alex Corbacero. They've got special players on their team as well. Owen Farrell is going to step up, and he's got to lead the team.
Yeah, England are the team to watch at the moment, and when it's Owen Farrell at the helm, look at the way he controls this offense, recognises the space out wide, uses the flat pass because his players have fixed the defenders there, and then clinical finishing from England. He, again, is a key player out there for them, Brian.
Well, and when you get go-forward ball from your forwards, it all helps, and the personnel on this team I like. But look at Farrell once again. Find the space, Give your teammates an opportunity, and then if they don't capitalize, boom, you got to finish it on your own.
And it is the English team. That is Team USA's first matchup in this World Cup. So it's a Team USA that there's no easy game. Maybe Tonga, you look at their final match of pool play. What is success for Team USA, and how far can they go in this World Cup?
They are facing a murderer's row, and as we just talked about England, what a way to kick off the tournament. But they have a lot of potential, the most prepared they've ever been, the most experienced squad they've ever had. They're going to go out there and play their best rugby. I think Tonga is definitely a winnable game, and they have the ability to put their best foot forward in those other games. You never know what can happen in a World Cup. They have the potential to be the 2015's Japan. This could be their big upset of the tournament.
They put out a video before this, and they talked about inspiring a nation. And we've been in camp with them. We covered one of their games. I was up in Vancouver when they played Canada for the second time, and have been around them in that Denver high-altitude training environment. And they want to show people that they have taken another step. Is this the beginning of the professional era for United States, having the game gone open or professional 25 years ago, because every single player is now professional, and they've had 10 weeks in camp together. My final thought on the Team USA in this segment would be about Blaine Scully. When I saw him preparing to go on the plane this last Sunday, he said to himself, talk is over. We can no longer talk about how we're going to perform. We have to go out and prove who we are as a team to each other and to the American public.
And Dan, when you talk to these guys like we did last week, to a man, they'll tell you, we believe that we can beat any one of these teams on the given day. And for me, you look at Gary Gould's lineup, 18 forwards, 13 backs, and that signifies that he knows it's going to be a battle of attrition in the forwards. And those guys need to step up. Look for Cam Dolan. If Cam Dolan plays number 8 and can step up against the likes of Billy Vunipola, then the U.S. will go right. Otherwise, if you're going backwards against any of those teams, then they're going to have long days.
Yeah, USA can't give those big teams the ins. They can't fall apart at the set piece, at the breakdown, the line out, the scrum. There's not one area that they can fall apart, because if they tip the scale to one of those big teams, they'll run away with the game. But if they can hold them in those areas, make them earn their ins, make them earn their points on the field. America have worked so hard on fitness. That's what all the players said, they're the fittest they've ever been coming in. That gives them an ability to defend for 80 minutes and the ability to try and win the game, and I think that's their key to this.
It's a high level of confidence for them, and they do get to wait a little bit. England will be playing its second game when it faces Team USA, so USA perhaps a little fresher when they play the English team with their first game in Pool C. Let's move over to Pool D now, and we do have Australia. Dan, a team, a nation that has won the Rugby World Cup 2 times previously, the only team in this pool to have won a Rugby World Cup.
Yeah, Australia, always under the radar, in this, but they are gamers. They play out of their skins when they get to big tournaments. My old teammate, Sean Burns, their attack coach, I spoke to him, and he's got them playing with more confidence and more style than they've ever played with before. Of course, they go against Wales, and Fiji's the banana skin, but this is something that Wales and Australia should go out of, but Fiji are used to those wet conditions. That pill's going to be sloppy, in Japan because of the wet conditions. But Australia and Wales should come out of this pool with top 2.
That is one of those things to watch. The humidity, the wetness. How will teams handle that? How will teams handle the travel to all 12 venues all around Japan, being in Asia for the first time? And the fun thing is that you can watch it all unfold, either with these guys and us on NBC or NBCSN, or every match exclusive and live on NBC Sports Gold, including some huge ones we got coming up on Saturday, 3 a.m. Eastern. France and Argentina could be the knockout for one of those teams. And then you get before the finals, Alex, New Zealand, South Africa.
New Zealand, South Africa. Make sure you got your coffee brewed. Get up for that one. You cannot miss it. What a game. 2 of the best teams in the world. What a way to kick off the tournament.
In pool play. And also, Alex, while you're talking, you did a lot of talking just the other day because the rebirth of the Alex Corbacero Scrum Down podcast.
The Scrum Down with Alex Corbacero is back. I'm actually joined by all of you gentlemen and Sky Sports' Rupert Cox. It's a fantastic preview to the tournament. Get into some of our older experience of the World Cup as well. Do not miss it. Perfect to digest just before this great competition.
Yeah, Rupert Cox will be with us. Flew over from Sky Sports, and I do appreciate you letting me be on the podcast. You let me talk for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, you have a combined 30 seconds. We got there.
All right, 6 weeks of action. It all starts right now for the first time from Asia in Japan. The Rugby World Cup on your NBC family of networks and apps.